For 3.27 Keepers of the Flame, I'm going to be running Heist. Never done Heist before, never done it as a league start, so we're going to jump into it, and we're going to give it a real good go. And you can start Heist as soon as you get to Act 6. Some start Heist in around Act 10, they'll do 3rd lab, they won't kill Katava, they won't go into maps, they just start heisting. I will be rushing 2 stones, so I'm going to be taking down Eater of the Worlds and Eater and Exarch before I start heisting. This lets me get some Atlas completion for a second character, pick up a handful of heist contracts and blueprints along the way, and a bit of starting cash. To do this, I'll be using Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing on a Pathfinder. I finished a 2-stone practice run yesterday, took me about 11.5 hours, which for me is pretty good, especially in SSF. It's using the same character as I did for my previous 2 videos running through Acts, and this is the gear I ended with. So it's all red gear, with mostly just focusing on life and resistances, nothing too fancy. Everything was either picked up off the ground or gambled from Faustus. The life flasks I rolled increased amount recovered on, with immunity to bleed on one of them. The 3rd flask is just there. I got a Quicksilver flask and a Silver flask, and I did get a 5-link chest, so I put Void Manipulation in. If you don't have 5 links as you're going into maps, just run Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing with Unbound Elements, Greater Volley, and GMP. Now this was based off of Ruetoo's build from 3.26, so the current league, and this starts you all the way from level 1 all the way through to Pinnacles, Merciless Slab, and Frenzy Swap at the end game. So you can really push a lot of content with this if you want to. This will be linked below. For Act 1, this does say using Spectral Throw with Volley and Chance to Poison. I ran Caustic Arrow in my playthrough, but you could do either one. Really depends on which one you prefer. As you get into maps, good thing to push for early on with your first starting currency is get an Embalmer. So the Embalmer is great. It gives you basically a free 5-link with level 20 Toxins, as well as the increased poison duration, but a chaos resistance, chaos damage, and a life. So you put your Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing in there. Later on, you can move that into your body, but that's not super necessary, at least to start with, especially if you're just doing 2 stones. Getting a Dendrobate and a Leper's Arm will also be great. All 3 of these are very cheap day 1 or day 2. For Atlas tree progression, I basically come straight up the middle. I go around the right hand side of the Kirak wheel, so I get all the Kirak mission chants. I then grab the map nodes in the middle, and then push straight up into Unwavering Vision. From there, I put the 20 points into more Kirak mission chants, grab the shaping nodes, and then I just start going into the adjacent map drop chances. Just every time I get completion of a map, just push out as much adjacent chances as I get. It just helps with pushing. If you want more detail on pushing through maps in 2 stones, from someone who knows much more about it than me, I'll link Havoc's recent video down below where he goes over how to do that. Now, when I start Heist, I will be going in straight to level 83 contracts if possible. I did test it with my solo self-found gear here, and I was able to do area level 83 contracts straight away. The good thing with 3.27 is we no longer have to level up our rogues in Heist. They come with all of their levels fully maxed out, so we don't have to go through that process. We will have to start off by unlocking all of the Heist rogues. Particularly, we're looking for Gianna. So really, the main core of Heist, we're going to be running deception contracts with Gianna for extra reveals and discounts to reveal cost for the blueprints. I'll be opening boxes as I go through these contracts just to try and generate some more chaos bubblegum currency to fund the gear needed for transition. And this league, people will be able to block Heist on the Atlas tree. So there is the chance for less contracts and blueprints to be on the market, because I'm expecting a lot of people will simply block Heist just so they can have other mechanics that they prefer in their maps. If blueprints are cheap enough, we're just going to be buying them and running them with a 1 wing reveal. We're not going to spend any extra. If they are getting a bit more expensive, then we're going to need to run more deception contracts for the reveals, and we're going to fully reveal the blueprints and run every wing on them, just to get most money out we can out of each of them. Once we have some cash, then we're really pushing blueprints particularly. We're going to want to try and transition into this. It is a 0 DPS, very high movement speed, defensive heist runner. We use Widow Hail with a rearguard to boost all the defenses. We then use a Queen of the Forest for the movement speed, and we really just want to run through those blueprints. When we're doing blueprints, we only care about the Grand Curio at the end. We go in, rush to the end, check the curios, grab a high ticket item, and then leave. If there is no high ticket item, there's literally nothing worth picking up, then logging out can often be faster than having to run back out. Now, credit to Desmo for this build. I will link his channel and the path of building below, and if there are changes to it in the coming week, I will make some updates and I'll update the description down below. Now, the items we're really going to be looking for, there's some big ticket items. So Simplex Amulets, Focused Amulets, and Healer Core Rings tend to be kind of the big three. There is a change to the way crafting works for Simplex Amulets this league, so I'm not sure what that's really going to do to the price. Early on, they are expensive, but their real worth does tend to come in weeks 2, 3 or more when people are starting to do mirror crafts and really expensive crafting. Also looking for replica uniques, so replica Alberon's Warpath, replica Furul's Fur, and replica Hiri's Ire all tend to be pretty pricey. Looking for just currency, Tempering Orbs and Tailoring Orbs, which you can only get from Heist, and then just Raw Divines and Chaos as well out of the curio cases. Also experimental items. Some of them last league had a bit of value, so Anarchic Spirit Blades we use seems to be for Flicker Strike, as well as Cogwork Rings, Manifold Rings, and Geodesic Rings, all are worth at least a couple divines. So if nothing else is there, pick one of those up. They might be worth something. We'll see how that kind of goes during the first week, see how prices fluctuate. Post-Heist, what are my plans? Well, I've always liked Wanders as a playstyle, and they're looking pretty popular as a league start option this time around. So I will be making a Wander after Heist is done, and hopefully by then I'll have the currency to really push it quite far. How much currency that's actually going to need, I don't know at the moment. We're just going to keep heisting, we'll figure that out, and if we need more, we'll just keep heisting until I have what I need. Now, if you aren't going to heist, and you want some ideas for other league starters, I've put a few links in the description. Tai Killer's got a tier list of 10, 15 really kind of safe, good league start builds. The Path of Exile builds subreddit always has a league start index, which I've also linked below. Fearless Dumbo has Exsanguinate Minds. I played that last league, had a blast with it. Jungrone's doing a Chaos Wonder start. Otherwise, Ruetoo always has a build sheet with a number of different options. Spicy Sushi tends to bring out a league start compendium, as he's done the last couple of leagues. So when I've linked both of their Twitches down below, and if their sheets do become available over the next week, I'll put those down below as well. Anyway, if you do have any questions, let me know. And now you can watch me die to Eater and Exarch on the SSF run.
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling. This realm shall be studied by disintegration, cleansing, annihilation. Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Incineration. Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. Annihilation. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. Annihilation. Incineration. The fires of 1,000 suns. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. The fires of 1,000 suns. Is that all you have?
I want the atlas! It's mine!
Disintegration. Cleansing. Cleansing. Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. The fires of 1,000 suns. This realm shall be studied by flame for eternity. Annihilation. Incineration. Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. Incineration. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. The fires of a thousand suns. This realm shall be studied by flame.
It's mine.
Incineration. Annihilation.